Assalamualaikum dan juga salam sejahtera. Hai, kembali lagi ke Zhaf Vlog. So, untuk Mulut Puaka Hollywood, kali ini kita ada pengarah filem Twisters, iaitu Lee Isaac Chung. Para pelakon filem Twisters, kita ada Glenn Powell, kita ada Daisy EDGAR-JONES dan juga kita ada Anthony Ramos. Hi guys, my name is Zafran. I do movie reviews in Malaysia.
What's up? Hi, Zafran. Yeah, very nice to meet you.
So, yeah, my first question is, in my country, Malaysia, we don't have any tornadoes, so we don't have any experience facing the disaster brought by it. So, from your side as an actor, can you share any personal experiences facing this kind of natural disaster?
I mean, I grew up in Texas, you know, part of Tornado Alley where these, you know, type of weather events take place. You know, I had some small experiences with tornadoes as a kid, you know, but like, you know, you go to school in Texas or Oklahoma or Kansas, like, you know, tornado drills are a very normal part of school. You know, they do these tornado drills where you know, cover your head, you get to the innermost part of the building, or, you know, try to get lower, things like that, because, you know, you don't want to be near open windows or anything that could kind of drag you out, suck you out, or you know, a building could collapse on you or any of that sort of thing. I think one of the most important parts about this movie is that we shot it in Oklahoma, again, in Tornado Alley, you know, around people and among people that have been experiencing these things their entire lives. So we really, there's just a different level of authenticity to a movie like this when you shoot it among, in the spot where these extreme weather events happen. And while we were shooting, many of these weather events were happening while we were there, which is pretty wild and dramatic, you know, to be shooting a Twisters movie among real Twisters, you know.
Yes, I grew up around Tornado Alley, so I have grown up around tornadoes, and I am used to tornado season, the fact that there's always that threat that happens at a certain time of year. And I've also lived in places, for instance, where I experienced a hurricane in New York, tropical and storms and typhoons in Hong Kong. And I feel like in many ways all around the world we've experienced massive weather events that are much bigger than us, that can overpower us.
Well, I'm with you. I grew up in London, so I don't have that much personal experience with tornadoes until I actually came to Oklahoma to film this film. And yeah, like Glenn said, it was such a privilege to be able to actually film there during storm season, and we experienced some absolutely wild storms. We had a set be completely blown away, and we all had to take shelter inside while we watched it all sort of go into the distance and think like, oh no, what we're gonna do, only for them to rebuild it in 20 minutes for us to then blow it back down again on screen. So yeah, it was amazing. And I've actually since been chasing with Glenn, Brandon and I got to go chasing with some storm chasers, and so I've been chasing for real, which is cool. Didn't see any tornadoes though, but there's still time, so.
All right, my second question is, Twisters is a standalone sequel for the 1996 blockbuster Twister. Did you guys feel any pressure knowing that this is another highly anticipated sequel? And how did you ensure that you honored the original while bringing something new and exciting to the story?
I don't know if we felt pressure. You know, I think that movie was always going to be what it's going to be, and this one was always going to be what it turned out to be. I think that I felt confident. I felt excited because of our director. You know, Lee Isaac Chung, one of the best directors in the business. And then, you know, the cast he put together with Glenn and Daisy and Brandon and Katie and Sasha and Tunde, like, you know, David Cornsweat, like, just like an incredible cast. So that I was just more excited. You know, I was excited more than anything. You know, I didn't feel any pressure.
Yes, I truly loved that first film, and I felt it was somewhat intimidating to follow in the footsteps of Jan de Bont, because he's such a brilliant filmmaker, and I really tried to learn from how he made that movie. And we have some of the team members from that movie working on this movie as well. And what we wanted to do as a team was to push forward in our visual effects and also the practical effects that we were doing, to try to make this film as immersive as possible, to really make it feel like people are coming very up and close and personal to these giant storms. And also we wanted people to spend a little more time with the science and to feel the awe and beauty of nature too. And all the while, all of my respect and love for that first movie, I put little Easter eggs and things like that into this movie just out of my own appreciation for that film. Certainly, there would be no Twisters without Twister, and I hope that we did that original film and the fans of that film, that we've honored that.
I think it's so exciting to be able to dive back into the world of storm chasing 28 years later in 2024, and you know what that brings to the story. I mean, we've got new technology both on screen in terms of the CGI, but also the way in which people can chase, which is really cool. We've got different ways in which to measure data, and you know, it's more easy to chase and get close. We've got people who are YouTuber chasers. You know, there's so many different elements that are added, but there's so much love for the original in our film too, and it really feels like a next chapter in a lovely way. We've got Dorothy at the beginning, you know, so anyone who's a big fan of the original will be able to find lots of little moments and little harking backs to that great film. But yeah, it's just exciting. It's great to delve back into storm chasing because the community is fascinating. These people exist and they're amazing.
Regarding the science factual things about this film, can you share with us how many percentage of the factual, or is it fiction?
When it comes to the actual things that we're filming, there's a lot of special effects and practical effects where we're actually using wind machines and we're dropping massive objects and things like that. We're flipping over a trolley for real and dumping thousands and thousands of liters of water on our actors. We tried to be very real about the effects of the tornado. The tornado itself, of course, is always computer generated. There was really no way to film it, but we did try. We had a storm chaser with a camera who we sent out during tornado season, and he was able to get a lot of footage for us of massive supercell clouds, real storm clouds developing, hail falling, and some of those things made it into our movie. So a lot of the clouds that you see and these beautiful things of nature are actually from real life.
My last question, do you have any advice for the young filmmakers on striving in this film industry?
The advice that I usually like to give is, as people are striving to get into this business, really real life is the most important thing. Living life and having friends, being interested in the world around you. That stuff is much more important than trying to make it as a filmmaker, and it will actually make you a better filmmaker to invest in the world around you and the people around you.
All right, I think that's it. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Congratulations on the movie, and hoping to see you guys in the future. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.